Thank you very much for watching this video. Before we begin, I wanted to include a disclaimer, as I include in my about section as well as in the description of this video. All of my readings are for entertainment purposes only. They are never, ever meant to diagnose, treat, or otherwise have any influence upon your own medical issues or situations that you may have. I always encourage everyone to make their own sound decisions, including legal matters, financial matters, and every other matter in your own life. These are for entertainment purposes only. As these are general tea leaf readings, again, it makes sense, therefore, that some of this information will resonate with you and some of it may not. You may find that some applies and some doesn't. That is completely normal and to be expected, as these are general tea leaf readings. So again, take what you will and leave what you don't, and simply enjoy your reading and hope that you find it informative and insightful. Hello and welcome back to my channel. As you can probably tell by now, my name is Sarah, and this is a general bi-weekly tea leaf reading for the weeks of January 16th and 23rd of 2023. Just wanted to say quickly thank you so much for all of your views and your likes and your comments. I truly do appreciate it, and you are really helping to grow this channel and giving me the idea that what I'm doing is helpful. So I genuinely appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's take a look at the tea leaves and see what the universe has in store for us, what the universe would like us to know for the next 2 weeks. From what I'm seeing, this week begins truly with a bang. We have up to 11 different individual events or scenarios. It looks like we're just in for a very, very busy, extremely busy start to the week. However, having said that, there is one main event or situation in our lives or as a collective. Things are either calm, clear, and quiet. We're happy with that, or we want things to get going a little bit more. And that would be in one significant area or situation. Many of them do pertain to the main event or situation, which are being presented in the tea leaves as the 2 weeks ahead. Some of these events or situations on Monday include the qualities and or characteristics of a helpful individual who is a male. He may look quite dapper, maybe a businessman. Reassurance is being indicated in 2 specific areas. One of the situations actually includes one specific event or aspect that this reassurance is being indicated. However, we have 2 scenarios being indicated about reassurance: education or furthering our knowledge, wisdom, cleaning, organizing, getting things organized and tidied up. One of the events or situations does likely include a Scorpio connection. This is either indicating someone is Scorpio astrologically, or the qualities and characteristics of Scorpio are present. So rejuvenation, new beginnings. On Monday or Tuesday, if there is a scenario where we're not 100% happy about, it does not look like that it lasts very long, and it actually pertains to a form of stability, perhaps a little bit unconventionally as well, so something that's a little bit different, but it is stable. If you have watched any of the other tea leaf readings I have posted so far on this channel, oftentimes what we do see is a layout such as this, similar to this, where we have one main event or situation which is being presented, and this cup is absolutely no different. So what does this mean for us? It means that the universe is saying to us, Divine Source Creator, that the next 2 weeks are going to be extremely busy, whatever this main event or situation is referring to. There is a lot of things happening. We definitely are in for some surprises, which I think is always fun. It's always nice to sort of have an idea of what is coming, but also know that there are some surprises too. Additionally, in terms of the surprises, we're going to really know where we stand. Again, there's going to be clarity throughout the next 2 weeks. Aspects of these situations, we're not aware of them yet. However, they are present and they are on the way. And that theme does carry on for the next 2 weeks. Actually, this is quite interesting because if we do look at this cup, we have a layout that is very similar to yearly tea leaf reading that I have posted just recently, where there is that one main event or situation showing. Additionally, one side of it, we have a situation, or a layout rather, similar to this, where we are seeing some lines being presented. So this just means to me that there are some events or situations taking place, likely around Monday or Tuesday, and this does carry on throughout the next couple of weeks. However, they're not really significant in and of themselves. However, they do lead, as you can see, to part of this main event or situation, which does carry on throughout the base. I'm going to make a very quick note here looking at this, because what I just mentioned is that we can see this main event or situation at the base weekend of January 23rd, heading into the following week. That event I'm going to look into that later in more detail. However, it is already coming up the sides of the cup, which we can see right here. All the way, it's fast approaching. And this is amazing. How large of a tree and how beautifully formed, how perfectly formed this is. I have prepared this cup already, and I'm looking at this for the very first time, as I always do in these videos. And my goodness, this is absolutely stellar. Absolutely stellar. We are headed into such abundance, which is the same exact message that is one of the messages that came through in the yearly forecast, in the yearly tea leaf reading I did for this year. So everyone who's watching this, please know that if you are having any hesitations about this coming, if you're looking to know if something really good is around the corner, this is that indication for all of us who are watching this. So again, this is the weekend of January 23rd, heading into the following week of that, and we're headed in for huge abundance. There is massive abundance, very clearly formed. It's already on the way. I'm going to look into that in more details when we get to the end of this video, but please know that we are headed into such an amazing time. So many good things are on the way with this. Oh, look how, I don't know if I've ever seen a tree in a tea leaf reading as well formed and as large as this. I have seen multiple trees, many trees. I can't even count how many I've seen over the years. Not one like this. Please know, this is going to be good. We have to hang in there. Okay, so we are going to keep on going. We are in the process of experiencing the Great Awakening, and amazing things are on the corner. We are headed for them. Nothing can stop what is coming, and we are headed for that right now. So hold on to your hats. We all have to buckle down right now because we're headed in for such amazing things. As in one of the tea leaf readings that we've done on this channel a couple of weeks ago, we actually do have a layout similar where this one main event or situation actually has 3 parts essentially. So we have this one main section and 2 smaller ones, which we can see here and here. Those 2 scenarios are not as significant, obviously, as in comparison to the main event, but are present. Person, place, or thing with the letter F is present. This relates to a new beginning that is being contemplated, close communication between 2 people. It's almost like it's a self-contained communication. It's between them and them alone. That includes a person, place, or thing with the letter T. And possibly the letter L and M. That may have something to do with self-care or shadow work, meditation, going within. There's some kind of prayer work, praying, contemplativeness that is associated with that scenario. And the letter I, which is present here. I'm aware that I and F in that order does spell the word if. So this may be possibly a scenario that is a possibility. However, the scenario is very positive. We do have happy faces in here. Again, close communication, 2 people working together very closely. And it does look like a very positive scenario, lighthearted and fun. And likely fast-paced, moving quickly. Nothing standing in your way, uninhibited. One of the individuals may be a fire sign, likely male, unconventional stability. I'm going to say this right now for the sake of not being repetitive. I keep seeing happy faces, really good things. We're feeling very happy with the scenario. Things are going well generally. Self-care is being indicated. As we can see, someone is sitting, leaning back. So take some time out for your own self-care. That's what we are being reminded of. Person, place, or thing with the letters F and or C. A reminder of glass half full versus glass half empty. Perception. There's always a silver lining. God, universe, source, creator. Everything is always in divine timing. Quick reminder of that. Always trust yourself. Much like the last 2 videos here on this channel, time for yourself is really being indicated. Further than self-care, this is really showing us that this is an ideal time, and maybe even a good time for all of us, and suggested even to go within ourselves, do your inner work, do your shadow work, learn about the pieces and parts of yourself and of ourselves that need healing. Acknowledge the wounds and heal from that. I am not a therapist. I don't pretend to be, as you can clearly tell from my disclaimers. However, all I can say is what I'm seeing, and this is a great time to do your inner work. Is an individual who is in a kneeling or a prayer or yoga position, someone who is going within, communicating with Creator, Divine Source, God, going within, right here. There may very well be a Cancerian connection involved. This individual may be Cancerian themselves, and or the qualities and characteristics of that sign are around that scenario, around this person, around the situation. So what is that? I'm no astrologer, however, it is the qualities of nurturing, self-care, taking care of yourself, emotional, intuition, healing. In the home, Cancerian connections throughout the beginning of this scenario. So at the top, right here, we have a very unique situation. This involves a partnership. And this pertains to the situation mentioned just a few moments ago with the two people who were closely communicating. They are involved in this unique partnership. It does, I'm going to say right now, it looks very promising. It involves two specific aspects or parties or individuals. However, there are other people involved or other parties involved. So it's like one main partnership. However, there are multiple people involved, I would say on both ends, and certainly throughout the entire scenario. Two, not three, actually. Overall scenario involves children, and I say that because I am always seeing new things in tea leaf reading. If we look here, we can actually see a very sweet, it looks almost like a cartoon face of like a mouse or a bear, but in a female form. We see her with eyelashes here. So involves children or the qualities and or characteristics of playfulness, ingenuity, new beginnings, a new creative project of some kind, some new beginning, but it very well may also likely involve actual children. Are other indications here of it being, again, nurturing, taking care of. I just mentioned Cancerian that showed up twice already, so right up here at the top. So it involves those qualities, and certainly Cancerians, they nurture people, they nurture children. They're known as the mothers and the fathers. So there is something highly significant about that. At the beginning of the situation, this partnership involves the letters E, C, G, F, K, and H. We have angelic assistance with this. So you can see an angel here. Angelic divine assistance providing messages, news, and information that pertains to this entire scenario. This may have something to do with air travel or electronic communication. So whether that's like phone call, text message, email, social media, things of that nature. But again, it's getting things organized regarding this. This is like all about like creating new creative projects, new creative beginnings. It's very good. It's just that it's very unique. If you watched the tea leaf reading that we did for this entire year, remember how romance kept coming up? Well, we actually have another indication of that right here. Two people embracing. We actually have at least one child right beside them. So whether these children being presented are actually representing physical children, creative projects, a new beginning, a new venture, something new that you're starting or thinking about, whatever it is, but it's creating something new. We do have indications here of very, I know this may sound strange, but like childlike toys. I've never seen this before ever. But we even have a little dog right here, which you can see here. We have indications here of children. So there may be possible pregnancies and or a new creative beginning of some kind. Also the themes of unconditional love, support, nurturing, companionship, partnership, compassion, and empathy. And many helpful people are involved in this scenario. You can see the dog's face right here. The ear is right there, short little ear, and then the nose, and then get into the body over here. So the dog, almost like a corgi. And I also say nurturing because we do have a version of a bear here as well. You can see there's an ear, an eye, the head, nose. It's like the bear is sitting. Myself, to me, bears mean nurturing. Here we have a person, place, or thing with the letter E that's involved. This pertains to this grouping here. So it's one of those surprises that I mentioned earlier. It does involve working with other people though, and likely someone who is feeling very positive, uninhibited, joyful, joyous. It's a very good scenario. Angelic divine help with that situation, which I firmly believe we have divine angelic help all the time. Anyway, just nice to have a reminder though sometimes. This grouping here involves a few interesting things. We can actually see what looks to be a woman who is pregnant right here. So again, with the whole child theme, whether these are actual physical children and or pregnancies or some form of new beginnings, creating something new, a new start. There are indications in that grouping also of a portal, a new beginning, something to do with the divine feminine, creating, nurturing, a new form of being, something new that is forming. Feeling uninhibited, loving life, being happy, joyful, joyous, going for whatever it is that you want to have. Person, place, or thing with the letter H involved, and likely some kind of getting things tidied up and organized. And there's likely 2 letter H's. A person, place, or thing with the letter H in their name, and you can actually see the H. One H is there, and the other one is here. Here we have the letters P, E, and L. P, E, and L. And also another E here. This likely pertains to, again, 2 individuals, to using your intellect, using your mind, critical thinking, happiness and stability, possibly the letter W. Moving down a little further, here we do have another scenario where we have a partnership that is forming. This does involve messages, news, and information on the way regarding that, likely either from someone, there's a water connection, so someone who is either a water sign astrologically or some other kind or form of water communication. As you can see, there is a woman here. It's almost like the top here is a bow. You can see her hair parted here, and her face is located right here. 2 eyes, a nose, and a mouth. She is involved in this scenario. Very positive individual. She's helpful, and for the sake of sounding repetitive, there's many helpful people throughout this whole tea leaf reading. She's one of them. The letter J in her name, you can see here, C and J, or a T. Involves a lot of communication. Look like it is a positive scenario. Fast-paced. Happiness to see someone actually who is right here. It looks like they're dancing or they're running. They're holding onto what appears to be some kind of broom. Nothing is really inhibited. Everything looks uninhibited. It looks very positive and independent thought. And possibly the letter C and or E. And as the next 2 weeks progress, likely around the beginning of next week, I keep seeing indications here of much of the same things that I have already seen. Unconditional love, support, loyalty, commitment, compassion, partnership, empathy, protection. New beginnings, creating something new, whether that's physical children and or the birth of a child and or the beginning of something, a new creative project of some kind. Here we have a completion. However, we also have a new beginning with that. The person, place, or thing with the letter S is present here. Around the beginning of next week, we do have the letters A and U combined. We also have angelic divine assistance again with this, so always a reminder to ask for divine assistance should you wish to. And in case you wanted to see another cute little dog, we have a sweet little dog's face right here. The ear, an eye, a nose here, little tongue sticking out, and you can see its little tiny body, the little front paws. It's very sweet. And over here you can see the back and the tail and the back leg, so it's right here. Unconditional love, support, loyalty, commitment, partnership, protection, compassion, empathy are all involved in this scenario as the next 2 weeks unfold. For the sake of not being repetitive, I keep seeing images representing new beginnings, creativity, new creative projects. This is all heading into the latter half of next week, heading into the following week. Doing something new, new beginnings, partnerships, creative projects, trying new things, starting new things. I keep seeing references to it. Around January 27th, so that's the latter half of next week. The numbers 4 and 11. Now, 4 represent obviously many things. I'm not a numerologist. However, the version of the number 4 is a symbol of Jupiter, which is related to Sagittarius. So that has been coming up for the past few videos that we've seen that we have done so far on this channel. However, there may be a Sagittarius-like connection. We also have, again, close communication between 2 individuals, which you can see here. One of them, likely a male, has a letter L in the name, person, place, or thing, with a letter J in independent thought, really doing it, whatever it is that you feel and know is right for yourself, using your own intellect, of course, making your own sound decisions with your own sound judgment, doing things your way, and a new beginning of some kind, some form of a new beginning, a new start, person, place, or thing with the letter C and or E. I'm going to make one more quick note before I do this whole scenario that I just mentioned with the letter C and J. This entire section absolutely involves a lot of thinking, debate, intellect, decision-making. As I have mentioned already, there is an event or situation taking place the weekend of January 23rd. And as I mentioned before earlier in this video, it is already coming up the sides of the cup. It is related directly to this main eventer situation, which we have looked at here. I've just turned the cup so you can see the tree here better. It's the same event. It's just we're seeing the first half here and the rest of it happening in the base in the weekend, heading into the following week of January 23rd. It is sizable. The latter half of week of January 23rd, the base itself begins around here. So we are going to be seeing this section here taking place. Surprises, because we can see it's very tightly grouped, working with many different people. It all begins with huge amount of protection, commitment, loyalty. Fervor is also a word that comes to mind, but it's almost like a knight in shining armor times 10 or 100 or even 1,000. Great and massive protection. Very safe scenario, very powerful. There's also someone involved who is highly influential as well. Two different parts or aspects to communication. I'm going to say this only once. Many helpful people are involved in this situation. A person, place, or thing with the letters L and or W, which you can see here. L, and it's part of the W right there. Partnership that is forming, that individual is part of it. It is truly on the way, and it does look wonderful. And if you hear a dog walking in the background, that is Bree. She is helping me do the tea leaf reading. Everyone say hi to Bree. Maybe I'll post a picture of her one day in one of the videos. So much of the situation involves partnerships, working with others, and balance, completions, and new beginnings. Helpful people, and there is a connection with moving. Not quite time yet to move as of this point in time. Now, looking into the base, we can see how beautifully the tree is formed. We have a trunk with huge branches, and it is on land. See that very clearly here, even with roots forming. This is such a beautiful sign to me of abundance and prosperity. That's simply said. It's absolutely wonderful, and it's so exciting to see. Surprises are definitely included with this, as well as conversations, thoughts and ideas, and a lot of them. Maybe a person, place, or thing connected with this with the letters P and or R. And interestingly, we have the number 3 and the infinity symbol, which is the sideways number 8, essentially, there as well, on both sides of the tree. Now, does this mean potentially that the numbers 3 and 8, maybe even 38 or 83 involved? Yes, absolutely. But it looks like there's, again, what I just said a moment ago, this balance, regeneration, new start, new beginnings, infinity, balance. It's repeated in here. This is such an exciting time. Lots of surprises, lots of details, lots of conversations. I'm so curious to see what this is going to be when this all takes place. Extremely clear communication and also working as a team. Also have a lovely looking horse right here. So swiftness of movement, speed, action, momentum, things happening very quickly. I think I'm going to leave it for right there. One other thing that I want to mention is that there may be some travel, some short-term or short-distance travel occurring for some of us around the latter half of next week. Thank you so much for watching. Oh my gosh, it's always such a barrage of information. I truly hope that you found this to be helpful. Thank you so much. If so, please do consider subscribing to this channel if you haven't already, and giving this video a like and leaving a comment in the comment section below. It really helps to grow this channel, and I so appreciate it. It really does mean a lot to me. And for those of you who already have, thank you so much. I hope that you have such an amazing 2 weeks. I cannot wait to look into the following 2 weeks to see what this abundance is referring to. All I can say is highly significant abundance. Oh my goodness, so exciting. So I hope that you'll have such an amazing 2 weeks. I'm going to be checking back in before then as well, posting a few other things, and finally heading over to TikTok as well and posting there more frequently as well. So lots of changes on my end. Just thank you so much again for all of your help and all of your support and all of your patience and encouragement. It means so much to me. Have an amazing 2 weeks, and I hope that you have an even better weekend, and let's see what this abundance and prosperity is referring to. Until then, take care, and thank you so much.